The Inquisitive Mamba, episode 50. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I got my guest alongside me, my co-host Max Adams. It's good to see you as well. It's Thursday,
Good to see you
as
too,
we
Joe.
all know. How do I look?
Fantastic as always, Joe.
Do you like the outfit? I actually got to put the pants in there actually as well.
I don't know if you want to
can
show the
see those.
shoes.
Yeah, I do. I want to show the shoes, the Gator shoes.
Yeah.
All right, so as you guys all know, this weekend is a very special weekend for the NFL. It's officially playoff season. How excited are you?
I couldn't be more amped. I know this is a very popular take of mine, but I believe the Bengals should have won the Bills game, and we would be in a very different playoff situation had we been given that game. We were not given that game, so we have to play the Ravens when it's looking like Lamar Jackson is going to be out.
Lamar Jackson will not be
definitely be
playing.
out, so
Lamar Jackson will not be playing Sunday.
I think we have a pretty hefty chance of winning the Ravens game, although
I think you do
I wish
too.
we were elsewhere.
I think you do too. But we're going to get into the Bengals here in a little bit. We got to talk about the Niners and the Seahawks coming up here. Two division rivals, they know each other very well. The Niners are favored by 10 points. I personally think the Seahawks will cover their half of the spread. I know that may be bold, but I do think they'll cover. Now, I know the Niners will win this game. So, and did you see what Pete Carroll actually said about the Seahawks and the Niners game? He said, unfortunately, we have to play the Niners. He's been getting ripped the past few days because he said that. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's something rare to see when a coach is honest. I hate when a coach is like, "Oh, this team is so beatable. They're Niners. They've got weak points." They really don't. They're arguably one of the best teams they could be the best team in the league, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, roster-wise, I would agree with that.
When Pete Carroll says, "Unfortunately, we have to play the Niners," that's right. Like, they are a tough team, and to have him ripped for that, I think that's some soft ass shit. It's based in reality. They are a really tough team, and he's aware of that. And I would rather see my coach aware of the challenges than try to ignore them and just hope that you can beat them.
Now, I agree with that as well, but for me, I just think the main thing is it's kind of a bad look going into a division, rival opponent. Obviously, it's the wild card game, but it's just not the best thing you want to say to get your players ready. Pete Carroll's a proven winner in this league. He's coached, many, a lot of years. He started with the Patriots, and then he went to the Seahawks, and he's been to 2 Super Bowls. So, I mean, I just don't think it's the best way to go about it, but that's just how I feel about it, especially with, the team you have. Obviously, it's nowhere near as good as the Niners roster, matchup for matchup, but it just doesn't seem like you're energizing your players to get them ready for Sunday.
I don't know. When I was playing lacrosse at FSU, we had a coach that when we had our toughest games, his best observation was, they're really not that good. We can beat them. Well, they are that good. They're the number one team. We're playing the number one team in the nation. We were playing South Carolina at the time, and all he could say was, "They're not that good. They're beatable." Well, that's not facing what is good about them. Why they are the number one team in the nation. Instead of ignoring and hoping that you can beat them, you should be able to recognize their strengths and hopefully game plan for that.
So the thing about this game coming up between the Niners and the Seahawks is Brock Purdy's first playoff game versus Geno Smith, a guy who's been in the league a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see how Brock Purdy will do in his first playoff game. He's been lights out, this season after, the Jimmy Garoppolo injury. He's potentially the offensive rookie of the year. Some may say it's Garrett Wilson. Some may say it's Kenneth Walker, but Brock Purdy definitely makes a case. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does in his first playoff game. I mean,
it has to be. Speaking of offensive rookie of the year, it has to be Garrett Wilson. There's no way you can get offensive rookie of the year with 5 games played.
Right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would agree it's Garrett Wilson, but some people, Brock Purdy definitely makes a case. I will definitely
in
have
the
to
5
say
games that he's played, he's been very impressive.
Yes, he has. But the key for the Niners is they get Deebo Samuel back. He was cleared to play against the Cardinals, and they get Elijah Mitchell back as well. So those are 2 star-powered guys right there for their offense. They already have McCaffrey. They already have Kittle. They have a great offensive line. I mean, the sky's the limit for the Niners, I guess, for this game and this postseason. So,
I mean, I would really like to see the Seahawks win just because I'm a big Geno Smith fan.
I know you are.
Impressive.
So
I love him.
I'm going on record here. I'm saying that the Niners will win this game, but the Seahawks will cover their 10-point spread.
I like that.
All right, fair. We're moving on to the Chargers and the Jaguars game. A game that is going to be crazy, actually, in my opinion. We're going to see Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Herbert. The second time they've matched up, obviously they played in week 3 earlier this season when the Chargers ended up losing to the Jaguars 38-10. Personally, for me, I don't know how much you can really, weigh that into this game, obviously, because it's playoffs. But I think the headline and the storyline of this game is Mike Williams' health as well as Joey Bosa. Now, what I mean by this is Joey Bosa and Mike Williams played against the Broncos this past weekend, and they both got hurt. And Mike Williams was basically stretchered off, but it was his back. And Staley says he's potentially most likely going to play. And then Bosa also got hurt as well. So what do you make of this Chargers-Jaguars game? I'll give you my thoughts. You go.
The Chargers have been so spotty this whole year. To see them have two guys that are instrumental in their success go down and be questionable to come back. Facing a Jaguars team that is incredibly hot. Like, they're coming off a huge win. I think the Jags pull this one off.
A ton of momentum for the Jaguars, and really impressing about the Jaguars last week against the Titans was their defense. Now, that was a really close game throughout. Now, for this game, though, coming up against the Chargers, a home game, I would really like to see Trevor Lawrence play a little bit better. I know he was going up against a tough task last week against Mike Vrabel's Titans. They're a very well coached team. But for me, I just want to see Trevor Lawrence, take that next step. This is his first playoff game, obviously. So it'll just be interesting to see how well he does against Herbert. I expect it to be a great game, but I'm going to take the Jaguars in this situation as well. This point spread has fluctuated this entire week. It's moved from 1 to 1.5 to 2, and now it's officially at 2.5. And I'm sure it's going to move again before game time. So give me the Jaguars in this spot. I would say Jaguars money line. I'm not even going to touch the plus 2.5. I'm going to take the Jags in this spot.
I'm with you on that one as well, Joe.
Like I said, I think this would be a great game. It's just really going to depend on how well Mike Williams, can get ready for the game, as well as Joey Bosa. If those two guys are healthy and they're ready to go, then I think the Chargers could, make a statement there. But my last point about this game here is I think if the Chargers lose this game, I think Brandon Staley may be on the hot seat. And the reason why I say that is because Brandon Staley isn't the best game managing coach with clock management. He's very, aggressive at times. And I just think that the Chargers could be looking somewhere else, maybe name of Sean Payton if they were, wanting to draft, take a first round pick for him, but it remains to be seen. So moving on to the Dolphins Bills, we were hoping Tua was going to play. But that's obviously not the case. Bridgewater's not going to play. So now you go with the rookie Skylar Thompson. I mean, Skylar Thompson's a 7th rounder. I don't know how much you're going to get out of him on Sunday. I expect, heavy run game for the Dolphins. It makes a lot of sense, even though Mostert is going to be out, obviously, with a broken thumb. So, what can the Dolphins even bring to the table? The Bills are favored by 13 points.
First of all, I think the Bills covered the spread. I think my final score prediction is 48-3.
48-3?
Yep.
I think the Dolphins have a little too much talent on offense. Skylar Thompson may throw a bomb to Tyreek Hill. They may get 1 or 2.
Go 48-7 then.
You think the Dolphins will you think the Bills will put up 48 points?
Yes, it's going to be a blowout. It's literally going to be a slaughtering. It shouldn't even be allowed on TV. It's going to be an R-rated film.
So it's a 13-point spread. I think the Bills will cover their half of the spread as well. So I'm going to go Bills. It's playoff game, so I'm going to go Bills 28, Dolphins 7.
That's fair.
So, I mean, playoff games, defenses tighten up, obviously. In every sport, teams get,
The Dolphins don't even think they even have it. They don't even think they have a chance of winning. They don't even care about the game, dude. They know they're going to lose, and if they win, they're going to lose the week. They're screwed. They're literally screwed. Skylar Thompson, dude. Who is that guy?
7th round.
I used to date a girl named Skylar Thompson in middle school.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Anyways, so I think, the Bills will definitely cover their half of the spread. So, I mean, I don't know how much more you can really talk about that game. So anyways, moving on to the Giants and Vikings. Now, I need to come on here and say I made a mistake last week. I said the Vikings...
Joe, you're looking at the screen. It looks like you're looking over the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Either look at me or look at the lens.
I'm sorry. So the Vikings ended up winning that game last week on Christmas Eve against the Giants. It was a 61-yard field goal by the Vikings kicker Greg Joseph. I said the Vikings lost. That's my apologies. So I messed up on that. But anyways, the Vikings and the Giants played on Christmas Eve. It was a great game. It came down to a field goal. Spreads 3 points.
Bomb field goal.
61-yard field goal. This game here.
There was some electricity in the air when I was watching that game. There was a ton of. I was in a bar. Yeah. It was my birthday.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and there was probably 15 Vikings fans, 15 Giants fans in this bar.
Wow.
And it was just, I was watching the Bengals game, so I wasn't
Yeah.
watching the game, but every 5 minutes, it was half the bar would erupt.
Oh my
Like they were
goodness.
just going back and forth the entire game. It was electric experience.
So
and then the final field goal was just nuts.
Was insane itself. I have some friends that are Giants fans. I have some family up north that are Giants fans, but I really like the Vikings in this spot just because I think that they are a better team overall. I think they have the better roster. I think Kirk Cousins will show up in this game, and what it's going to come down to is Daniel Jones versus Kirk Cousins. Who do you trust more in this spot? I personally trust Kirk Cousins more. And Daniel Jones has played well, the second half of this season, and he doesn't have a lot of help. And I've, talked to a lot of people about Daniel Jones and where he's going to go for the future, if the Giants are going to be willing to pay him. Some people say he should be franchise tagged. Should they give him a contract extension?
Who's going to want Daniel Jones as a Giant?
Some team would take him on.
Yeah, like
definitely.
to go to the Redskins or something horrible, the Falcons.
Some team will take him on, but what it's about is this Sunday. The Giants are coached very well by Brian Daboll and defensive coordinator Wink Martindale. So it's, no surprise.
His first name's Wink?
Don Martindale. He goes by Wink.
What a weird name.
That's his nickname. He was the Ravens defensive coordinator last year. But the Giants are coached by potential head coach of the year, Brian Daboll. I'm going on air. Brian Daboll's going to win coach of the year.
I don't mind that.
I think that's fair to say. And Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota would make a case for himself. They finished 13-4.
You don't think 49ers
Shanahan?
Shanahan
No.
Shanahan has to take it.
No.
He's the number one or whatever they are in the
The
NFC,
two seed.
the 2 seed in the NFC,
No.
NFC. 2 seed in the NFC with 3 different quarterbacks.
Look at
pretty
the
impressive,
the
dude.
Giants roster compared to the Niners roster.
Yeah, of course,
player
of course,
wise, quarterback
of course.
wise. I mean, I don't even know how you can really. I mean, some people will make a case for Shanahan,
in the
but
NFC with 3 different quarterbacks. Who does that?
the Giants were projected to win 4 games this year, if that, maybe even 3. And look what they've done.
They've been very impressive.
They've been
I
impressive.
don't know if what they've done is better than what the 49ers have done.
Look at the Niners roster
They have a
compared
very
to the
good
Giants roster.
Of course,
That's what I'm
with 3
saying.
different quarterbacks, that's a tough situation for anyone.
Okay, but Jimmy G, right? He got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Lance got hurt, and now you're down to Brock Purdy. But Brock Purdy also
To win 5 straight games with Brock Purdy.
Absolutely, but Brock Purdy doesn't have to do a lot with that with the weapons he has compared to what Daniel Jones has. If I told you the Giants receivers,
listen, you don't
right
have
now,
to tell me.
You wouldn't even know the Giants receivers: Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins, Richie James.
We've talked about this on the podcast. I couldn't name a single
and Kenny
fucking
Galladay.
one.
I just
couldn't
named
name
4
it.
for you right there.
I know. I couldn't name a single one. I've told you this.
So I'm just saying. I just think.
We'll bet a penny on it.
Oh, okay, fine. We're betting a penny that Brian Dable is head coach of the year. He's
And
taking
I say
Kyle
Kyle
Shanahan.
Shanahan.
All right, fair. All right. So, anyways,
I have a penny with your name on it if Daboll wins.
Like I said, I think this game's going to come down to Kirk Cousins and Daniel Jones. Give me Kirk Cousins in this spot, and that's where I'm going. I'm taking the Vikings to win this game. Giants fans are going to be heartbroken, but I don't think there's anything the Giants fans can hang their head about, especially getting to the playoffs. We're in the playoffs.
LPG.
So,
What's up, you playoff-looking Giants fans?
it's out there. So, but no, give me the Vikings in this spot.
This podcast is officially an LPG fan club.
Give me, I love LPG. Don't get me started about him. Give me the Vikings in this spot, and then the Giants will be going home. But there's nothing to hang their heads about. If they lose this game, there's nothing to hang their heads about. They're not even supposed to be here. So that's how I'm feeling about that game. Like I said, it's the toss-up, but give me the Vikings in this
Yeah,
spot.
I mean, the Vikings have to take that.
So
We keep agreeing. We got to disagree.
I don't
on
know,
something.
but you could take the Giants if you want.
I'm not.
I
taking
mean,
the
you can take the
Giants.
underdogs.
Dalvin Cook, dude.
You can take the underdogs
Dalvin
if
Cook
you
and
want.
Kirk Cousins
The Giants are
dude.
coached very well.
I mean,
And everyone's saying the Vikings are frauds. Even both,
gonna hit the-
we've both said
You're gonna see.
we've both said that the Vikings are frauds. So
Yeah,
you can
you're gonna
take,
see Jay Jettas be grittying
we're gonna
probably
see-
3
and,
times.
and you'll see Saquon Barkley throw up the peace sign maybe. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right. So Bengals Ravens preview. We got to talk about it. Maybe there's not much to talk about, but there still is.
There's not.
No,
we just
there
saw what
definitely is.
we just saw what's gonna happen last week. We're gonna do it again.
It's definitely something to talk about.
It's something to talk about.
How would you feel if the Ravens came in there to Cincinnati and they won that game this Sunday? How would you feel? What would you even do with yourself?
I would be ruined. I'd be absolutely ruined.
You would lose. Imagine that by a third string QB.
What's the spread?
9.5 now. It
Yeah.
was 7 the beginning of the week. It moved to 8.5. And now it's 9.5 because of no Lamar.
I mean, the Bengals have to cover that. If we don't, I mean, we did stall in the second half
You
last
did.
week. I don't think we'll do that again. I
That's
think
what
we'll
I'm-
be more consistent. I think we were ugly in the second half.
That's what worries me about the Bengals is their second half. Their second half adjustments drive me crazy, especially, this is why I said I'm doubling down on my point. The Patriots game, you guys dominated us in the first half.
Oh my
Second half,
God,
you guys look like a total different team.
Yeah, that was horrible. I
That's what
was just
I'm
thinking
saying.
about that. That was awful.
I don't know if they let their foot off the gas. They know we're so talented. We've been in this position before. We got Burrow, Chase. We're not going to lose this game, but you can't do that this Sunday against a team like the Ravens. They're fired up coming in the game.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be fired up regardless if they have Anthony Brown or John Brown or Richard Johns, whoever they have at QB. They're going to be fired up. The Ravens.
I see all the points you're making. I still don't see a world in which Joe Burrow loses a playoff game to whoever the hell
Anthony Brown, Jr.,
whoever their quarterback
third string
is.
quarterback again.
Joe Burrow doesn't lose that playoff game.
right.
I mean, he does.
What's your score prediction?
28-17.
Wow, you're getting 17 points. All right, so I'm going to say that the Bengals win this game.
Was that the exact score of the last game?
27-16.
Was last game?
Yeah. So
All right.
I'm going to come on here and say that the Bengals win this game. The Ravens keep it close in the first half. Bengals pull away in the second half.
I will take that. If we can turn it on in the second half and keep it going, then we're good.
I also want to see Roquan Smith and Jamar Chase just line up against each other once. I don't know if you saw the clip this week or from last Sunday when he nudged him in the end zone, and then reporters asked Jamar Chase about that.
We got something for that.
And we got something for that.
That's
I
gonna
want to
be
see
sick.
that.
I can't
you know
wait.
you want to see it.
Dude, I know that we're on to this week, but last week the freaking coin toss by Joe Mixon was just Bengals fanfare. Like, it was fucking awesome.
And you saw what Ocho Cinco said the day before.
Of course, that's why it was so
that's
awesome.
What made it
that
awesome.
was amazing that Joe Mixon actually did that. Did he ever get fined for using a prop?
No, I don't think so.
No, wow.
No, I mean, I don't think the NFL was going to, after that week that just we had
Oh my
before
God,
that.
they were even the announcers just changing the rules for the Bengals. Fucking bullshit. Even the announcers knew how bullshit it was.
So anyways, all right, so you got the Bengals in this spot. You know, that's fair to say. But I think the Ravens will keep it close first half. Bengals pull away. They win this game. And you know what happens next weekend if the Bengals win this game and the Bills win their game? It's Buffalo-Cincinnati in Buffalo.
See, that's some bullshit. We should be playing in Cincy, dude.
In Buffalo.
We should be playing in Cincy.
In Buffalo.
We were winning 7-3. We should have home field advantage.
In
dude.
Buffalo.
That's
Joe Burrow
some
versus
bullshit,
Josh
dude.
Allen. Oh, gosh.
All right, we'll talk about that next week.
All right,
if that happens. Maybe you know what? I changed back my Dolphins-Bills prediction. The Dolphins are winning the Dolphins-Bills game.
Okay, so Cowboys-Buccaneers preview. We got plenty of people that we know that are Cowboys fans, and
Everyone
we
knows
know
a Cowboys fan,
We got
unfortunately.
plenty of friends that are Bucks fans. We actually went to the Bucks-Bengals game a couple weeks ago. So, storyline of this game is going to be about Dak Prescott. That's what it's going to come down to. And for the Bucks, it's going to come down to their health of their offensive line. Is Ryan Jensen going to play? Can the Bucks, give Brady time to throw the ball? Can Brady get it out fast enough? It's just gonna be interesting to see how well the Buccaneers can defend Micah Parsons. Can they throw double teams on him? What can they do to prevent the Cowboys pass rush getting to Brady? Because we know Brady's a great quarterback. We know he's the GOAT. But
did you know he's 6-0 against the Cowboys in his career?
Did you see that clip?
Undefeated against the
I didn't
Cowboys.
even know it was that they even said that. But anyways, no. So it's gonna come down to Dak, how well Dak can play. Because obviously last week he was terrible. We all know that. And everyone's calling for Dak's head right now. But Dak could make a statement game. The thing about the Cowboys is that game really, it was...
I hate to say, I've picked the favorite in every game.
It was important. The game was important.
This is such a freaking square one to call the underdog.
That game was important. I get it, right?
Yeah.
But they knew they were in the playoffs. So, you're playing for the 1 seed, but realistically, the Eagles were going to beat the Giants, which Jalen Hurts played. And that was a good game, all the way throughout. But Dak has 15 interceptions this season in only 12 games. That's the one thing that concerns me about Dak. And then some people are throwing the kitchen sink at Kellen Moore, his play calling and stuff, and then Dak's trying to be the hero. But I think Dak will show up this Monday night. I don't think he'll, turn the ball over like he has this season. I think he knows that he's got to come to play. So, But give me the Bucks in this spot. The Cowboys are actually favored in this game, so the Buccaneers are technically the underdog, and I'm not betting.
The Buccaneers are definitely the underdog.
Yeah.
They're a 9-8 team versus
the 12-4.
The 2 seed.
13-4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're what are they? They're 3 seed. The Cowboys.
The Cowboys are 12-5, and the Buccaneers are 8-9.
Yeah, no.
So,
the Bucks are. I would be shocked if they won, but Tom Brady's done crazier things, so we'll see.
So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting game, and I had a conversation with my friend about this. Will the Cowboys fire Mike McCarthy if they lose this game? And even if they do, he said that they're not going to go after Sean Payton, which I guess makes sense in a way. But I don't see Mike McCarthy getting fired after this game. He's had 2 great seasons. I just don't record-wise. I just don't see them firing him. Jerry likes him a lot.
They need to fire
his game management, clock management isn't the best, but the players players like him. So I mean, I think
it's 12-5. That's a very respectable season. I don't see why you get fired for that.
The Buccaneers could easily lose this game. I mean,
they will probably lose this game. They're the underdogs.
The way they've played throughout this season, up and down. We really haven't found
the ups haven't been very high either.
The Bucs have not found their identity yet. So, but give me the Bucs in this spot. You're taking.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
I'm taking the Bucs.
It's too easy.
I told you I'm doubling down. I said last week I'm taking the Bucs, and I'm still taking them here.
All right.
So home playoff game. Tom Brady is going to be fired up, man. All right, so that's it for the NFL for that. But we need to talk about the Texans losing the number 1 pick because of Lovie Smith.
Oh, that's
the
insane.
Texans lost the number 1 pick because of Lovie Smith, all because you wanted to go for it on a 2-point conversion. Kneel the ball out. You have the number 1 pick right on your fingertips, right here. You can just lick them. There's peanut butter on your fingers. Just lick them. You got the number 1 pick.
Is that allowed though? Can you throw a game?
Well, you can tie it. You can kick the field goal. You can kneel the ball out. You don't want your guys to get hurt. What are they going to say? You have the number 1 pick.
Who was throwing the games tanking for Tua? That was a big problem.
Right,
if you tank, that's tanking, dude. Losing a game on purpose is tanking.
Who said they were tanking, though?
If they kneel, they're tanking.
They're down 31-30.
Losing a game on purpose is tanking.
Why would you go for 2, though? Just kick the field goal at least.
Oh, yeah, it's dumb.
All right, just kick the field goal.
It's dumb.
Or run the 2-point conversion and then throw the ball out of bounds. Oh, I don't want to get hurt. But why blow the number 1 pick? Now you're in a predicament here. The Bears have the number 1 pick. We're going to talk about the Bears here in a little bit. The Bears have the number 1 pick. You have the 2 slot. Cardinals have the 3, and the Colts have the 4. Those are your 4 right there. So now the Texans, they're sitting there they're licking their chops. Are we going to be able to take Bryce Young? Probably not, because the Colts are looking like they're going to trade into the 1 spot for the Bears, basically, and the Bears will slide down. So now you're looking, all right, Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, we wanted Bryce Young. We're probably not going to get him. So, and the way the Texans are going, they're not going up. They're going down. Now, I don't know why I saw the rumors of the Texans want Sean Payton. That's not happening. Sean Payton's not going there to mold a rookie QB with an also-ran roster. The Texans are going down.
Yeah. I mean, they're a shit organization and franchise. We've all known it.
For a while now.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Even after they lost to Sean Watson, I think everybody knew that once he left, they were just going to go.
Oh, yeah, they were awful.
They're
ridiculous.
They were fired Lovey after 1 season. I don't know why they hired him in the first place, but that's a whole other conversation. Yeah, Lovey got fired on Monday.
Good. He sucks. He should have never been hired in the first at all.
But anyway, so I get it. You know, you want to win. You want to win every game. But in that type of situation, you
can't
kick the field goal.
You cannot tank.
You kick the field goal, or you take the 2-point conversion and you throw the ball out of bounds.
You can't tank, dude.
So, I talked about this on my TikTok earlier today. I heard the Bears are potentially interested in maybe trading Justin Fields to draft Bryce Young. What are your thoughts? I'll give you mine.
The Bears?
Yeah.
No way. No.
Why do you say no way?
They still think Justin Fields is the answer. There's no way they would they'd be better off if they think Justin Fields is the answer, which it seems like they do. They play him every game. Like there's no question of whether he's starting or not.
But you have a chance at Bryce Young.
Of course, but they also have a chance at getting a huge trade package to give Bryce Young to whoever wants him, which is probably the Colts as we see right now.
Right, but this is my thing too, right?
I feel like the Colts haven't drafted a quarterback worth of shit since Andrew
Luck. No, they haven't.
Wow.
Andrew Luck. So, and that's why the Colts are extremely desperate. I think it makes the most sense for the Bears to slide to the 4, the Colts to slide to the 1.
Where's Matt Ryan going?
He's going to retire.
You think?
Yes,
wow.
I think he's going to retire. Well, what team's going to take Matt Ryan at this point of his career? Nobody.
The Redskins? The Texans?
Nobody. No, nobody wants that. The problem is nobody wants that contract.
Yeah.
That's the issue with here. So my thing about Bryce Young, Justin Fields, right? Okay, so Justin Fields, I mean, you can compare Bryce Young and Justin Fields in college, right? They're comparisons, right? You can't compare Bryce Young because he hasn't been in the NFL yet. Justin Fields is a proven player in this league. He's had 2 seasons. I don't think you can just get rid of him right now. It's only been 2 years. They have a also ran roster. It's not very good. Their O-line for run block, their run game's great. Mm-hmm. They can't pass protect. That's obvious. But I was looking at it too. The Bears are going to have 120 million in cap space this year. So, and there's not a lot of notable wide receiver free agents.
Right.
So, I mean, I think you stick with Justin Fields in this situation here. You trade the 1, you slide down to the 4. The Colts will potentially take Young, Levis, or Stroud. That's fine. The only issue here is when you trade to the 4, you may lose out on Jalen Carter and Will Anderson, because Anderson may go 2, Carter may go 3. That's my only thing here. That's my only concern I'm worried about, because realistically, Jalen Carter, Will Anderson could go 1, no doubt. Obviously, this is a very quarterback-heavy draft. But you sit here and you go, well, they could easily go 2 or 3, because like I said, the Bears have the 1 right now, Texans 2, Cardinals 3, and the Colts 4. So, but back to my Justin Fields, Bryce Young point. Bryce Young is what?
I just figured it out.
What?
I just solved all the puzzle pieces are just going into line.
What?
The Texans trade the 2nd pick
Okay.
to the Colts,
No, because the Colts are the 4 right now. No, that wouldn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, the Texans trade the 2nd pick
Okay.
to the Bears
Okay.
with Brandon Cooks.
No.
They get a receiver.
No.
They get an all-star receiver.
No. Stop.
Yep.
No,
and then
stop,
they get to move
stop.
up. They take Bryce Young. Brandon Cooks doesn't want to be
Stop.
there. They have to get
No.
rid of him anyway.
No.
No? Not happening.
Why would Brandon Cooks want to go to the Bears? They're rebuilding. He wants to go to a contender. He's on the end of his career.
No, he likes Bryce Young. Or he likes
Justin Fields?
Justin Fields.
No. Okay, so back to what I'm
That's what's happening.
No.
I've seen it. I've seen the magic. I've seen the magic 8 ball. That's what's happening.
Back to my point about Bryce Young and Justin Fields. You can compare them at the college level. You can't compare Bryce Young because he's not in the NFL yet. Justin Fields has had 2 seasons. Is he the best pocket passer? No, but he doesn't have a lot of time to throw. He doesn't really have any weapons. So fine. All right, let's just say you do.
But what if he had Brandon Cooks?
No, stop. Let's just say you do the Justin Fields trade, right? You send Justin Fields away, you slide in Bryce Young. Okay, fine. Bryce Young is going to get eaten alive. They don't have a very good offensive line. You're not going to blow all your cap space on a rookie QB. He doesn't have very many weapons. So now you're here with Bryce Young and you shipped off Justin Fields. And Bryce Young's really undersized. Justin Fields, Bryce Young. Bryce Young has a better IQ. He's a better pocket passer. Fields is a better runner. Fields is a more prototypical QB, 6'3", 220. Young is 6 feet, 194. So you sit there and you go, I'm going to stick with Justin Fields.
They're sticking with Justin Fields.
I'm
We know that.
Justin
We all
Fields.
know that. They're not getting rid of Justin Fields.
That's my last point.
Right.
Justin Fields, the GM, Ryan Poles, came out today, or a couple days ago, and he said, nothing's off the table. I would have to be extremely blown away by a QB in the draft. So
Right.
that's where we'll leave it out with Bryce Young and Justin Fields. It's going to ramp up even more as the playoffs finish and the draft pro day comes out, draft combine.
Then when they trade Brandon Cooks.
No.
That's what's going to happen.
So it'll be very interesting. So
it's written in the stars. Joe.
now to the Sean Payton rumors. Sean Payton is technically still under contract with the Saints. So if a team were to acquire Sean Payton, they would have to trade for him. And the Saints want a haul. I think the Broncos makes the most sense in this situation.
But they don't have a first round draft pick until 2,300.
No, they don't. They have a late 2023 pick. I already looked it up. So they have a late first round pick this year.
What do you mean a late first round pick?
Broncos,
this year.
Yeah, the Broncos have a late first round pick this year. So anyways, right, because they traded with the Seahawks, but they got a later one. Anyways, my point is okay, fine. You want to give that draft pick up for Sean Payton? Sure. Now you're sitting there with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. The only problem with Sean Payton is he wants to bring his own coaching staff with him. He potentially wants to bring Vic Fangio. You know who Vic Fangio was? He was the Broncos. He was the Bears head coach, Broncos defensive coordinator before. So the only situation
the Broncos D is okay though, aren't they?
Yeah, the Broncos.
They're good.
But the problem is Vic Fangio was fired by the Broncos, so that's the only thing where it may not work out. And then you move on to the Cardinals, right? Why the hell would Sean Payton want to go to the Cardinals? Kyler Murray is going to be hurt most of all next year. They're going in the wrong direction. They want to trade DeAndre Hopkins. You just lost J.J. Watt. The roster is not the best. So why in his right mind would he go to the Cardinals? So that's my point here is the Broncos make sense, but how is it going to work out? That's the only thing too. And if Sean Payton doesn't go to the Broncos, I think he sits out another year. I think he's just waiting for the right opportunity.
He doesn't need to go. He doesn't need to come back.
No, I think he's right place, right opportunity for him. So you got the teams that are interested. You got the Texans, the Cardinals.
Well, how long is he under contract with the Saints?
I think it's I don't know exactly. Maybe it's a year more, 2 years more.
So he can just sit out again and.
Yeah.
And just not have to worry about a trade.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but we've seen this situation before with coaches being traded for draft picks. Belichick was traded from the Jets to the Patriots. Gruden from the Bucks to the Raiders, or the Raiders to the Bucks to the Raiders. So it's not new. So I mean, it's happened in the past, but it'll just be interesting to see how it all.
I think
plays
Gruden should
out
come back.
Yeah, because the NFL would really like that. So, like I said, I don't see why he would go to the Cardinals, and the Texans is just a no. So Broncos for me makes the most sense. But yesterday was the
I think you are not alone in that sentiment.
Yesterday, but you know what? I have a wild card team though that I really think Sean Payton should go to, and I told you this: the Chargers. I think the Chargers would make the most sense for Sean Payton because they've got a proven roster, they got a great quarterback. It would just be amazing to see how well Sean Payton could do with Justin Herbert. Oh my gosh, that would be.
I think that's even a better landing spot
than
the Broncos, because the Chargers are at least good.
That would be amazing, and I think it would just be special to see Sean Payton with Justin Herbert. Oh my gosh, with that roster they already have. The only problem with the Chargers is I don't think they're willing to give up a haul for Sean Payton. That's the only thing there. They're not going to give up a first.
Dude, they need a receiver.
And they're not going to. The Chargers?
Yeah, the receivers are too slow. They can't get
Keenan
any.
Allen
They
and
can't
Mike
get
Williams?
They're too slow. They can't get any deep open balls.
Mike Williams? What are you talking about? You didn't see his one-handed catch?
He's slow.
Oh, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He is not.
He's slow as shit.
No, he's not.
He can't fucking get open deep.
Mike Williams?
He catches some really great balls,
Dude.
but he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough speed to spread
You know,
the deep safeties.
If the Chargers were to let him go, you know how many teams would be at his knocking on his door to sign him?
I'm not saying he's a bad receiver. I'm saying he's a slow receiver.
Who's better, Mike Williams or T. Higgins?
T. Higgins. Joey, I never said he was bad, dude. You're fucking losing your mind. I just said he's
I'm
slow.
going with Mike Williams. All right. I mean, still, Keenan Allen's older though too.
Yeah, and he's slow as shit.
He's still a good receiver.
I'm not saying they're bad, Joe. I agree. They are very, very good receivers.
Yeah.
They don't have a speedster to get that safety dropping is way down there.
They have Joshua Palmer. He's their third receiver.
He sucks.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see on Saturday if Mike Williams and Keenan Allen can get open against the Jaguars. So, anyways, moving on to the NBA. Who's your MVP in the NBA?
LeBron.
No.
No. It's
No.
Luka, dude. It's Luka.
No, it's not.
It's not Luka.
No, it's not.
Who is it?
It's Jason Tatum.
Really?
Yeah. I told you this. I'm doubling down on this. Jason Tatum's my MVP.
Okay.
And the reason why
I'll bet
is
you a penny on that.
Am I bet a penny? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm betting a penny that Jason Tatum wins MVP.
Yeah.
Now I know Nikola Jokic would make, he's making a case. Obviously, he had the first
so
triple
good,
double
dude.
he had the first perfect triple double in God knows not even how long, but the other night, perfect triple double Monday night.
Yeah. He's
But the
insane.
fact that for him to win 3 MVPs in a row, I don't think
It's
Larry
weird.
Bird.
It's
Larry
weird.
Bird. You know, the only other player to do that was Larry Bird.
Really?
3 MVP.
It's weird because I don't know. The Nuggets are just such a small
They're
franchise.
the first team in the West right now too. One of these years, the Nuggets have to crack through. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
It's got to happen. I mean, they went on the Western Conference 2 years ago in the bubble. They made it. Jamal Murray was hurt last year, so you really couldn't. I mean, they were still competitive in the West, but I mean, one of these years they have to crack through. And then the conversations open up with Jokic as I mean, he's already one of the best big men of all time. So,
Yeah.
But for me, Jason Tatum is my MVP. He's.
I think in this situation so far, whoever comes out on top in their conference is the MVP.
Really?
If the Nuggets finish as the 1 seed, Jokic is the MVP. Now if both are the 1 seed,
yeah, they're both. I think
tough.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it comes down to who has a better record.
It's
If they continue at the pace that they're playing right now, I think whoever has the better record wins the MVP.
Let's say they finish both of the 1 seed, right? They're going to come. What it's going to come down to is their in-season matchups against each other. When the Celtics played the Nuggets, when the Nuggets played the Celtics, that's what it will come down to. But rebuttaling your point about Luka, I'm going to say the reason why Luka won't be MVP is because I don't think their record will be as obviously. It's not going to be as good as Boston and Denver. Luka's a special player. I know he had the 60 and 20 and 10 game.
We've seen bad teams win MVPs. Russell Westbrook was the 6th
He
seed
was
or the 7th seed when he won
one.
the MVP.
He was the one, but I really think the media wants. I mean, it's a 3-way tie, I guess you could say. Luka, Jokic, and Tatum. Those are your 3 right
It'd be
there.
a very special story if Jokic won 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
And MVPs generally go to the best story. It's not always the best player. It's the best story. Like
Right,
when
because
Russell Westbrook was
LeBron
breaking all
could
the
win MVP,
breaking all the triple double records.
LeBron could
he
win
prob-
MVP every year.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best story. They want it, or when Steph Curry was breaking all the 3-point records, he was winning all the MVPs.
Yeah.
Now he still does that today, but they don't give him the MVP. Although the team hasn't been as good. Well,
No.
they won the freaking finals last year, but they're
Yeah.
not that good this year.
Well, no, they've been battled by injuries, and they're definitely getting older, and it makes sense.
Yep.
And their bench isn't as good as last year, and they lost
Oh,
pieces.
they lost the depoy GP2.
They
That's their problem.
boy,
Yeah,
They lost.
That's
Yeah,
my
they
guy.
lost him.
GP2, that's my guy.
They lost Gary Payton. They
That's
lost
GP2.
Yeah, they lost Otto. They lost Otto Porter. He was a big part of that championship run last year. He didn't show up on the stat sheet much, but he's still a solid role player off the bench. Anyway, so yeah, that MVP race is going to be interesting, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tatum, and my last point about it is because he is the averaging the most points per game by a Celtic ever, and that's a pretty
That's a big story.
big conversation with you got guys.
How many points per game is he at right now?
31, 32. I don't know exactly, but I know he's averaging right around the.
I used to do that at the YMCA every week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tatum's averaging. Actually, I'm sorry, he's averaging 30.8, 30 and 8.
Wow.
So yeah, did you see Shaq's haircut the other day? They showed the clip. So half of his head is bald, the other half is hair. There he is, right there. He debuted a new hair, but she shaved it off. But it was half here, no hair here, no hair there. Dude, I was dying when I saw it. I saw it last night.
Shaq's a funny guy.
I was crying. So MVP. All right. So do you think the Lakers should trade their 2 first-round picks of 2027 and 2029 to get somebody else to help LeBron out and Westbrook, and then when AD comes back?
Dude, who's up for grabs? Like, who,
They could get really, if they wanted to throw a haul, they could get DeRozan, maybe Levine.
I'd love to see DeRozan
They could do the Nunn and Beverly for Bogdanovich in Detroit. That'd be great guy to space the floor for them. They really need 3-point shooting. I mean, the Lakers are playing with heart right now. They're playing with grit. Do they have the best roster in the NBA? No, but they're competing, which is nice to see compared to where they were at the beginning of the season. And they're playing tonight actually.
They should trade for Luka.
But yeah, right.
The Lakers should trade for Luka.
Yeah, because that'll work out.
Mark Cuban doesn't want Luka.
No, he doesn't.
Just get rid of him.
No,
They should just trade for Luka.
Totally.
Just a first and a second. They could probably get Luka.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Probably like 10 first. But anyway, so I mean, I really just think it all depends on the health of AD and when he comes back. And AD's, has he ever played a full season? No, but the thing is
he's never played a full season in his career.
no, I don't think so.
God, that's ugly.
I don't think so. Anyway, so it's going to be tough for the Lakers to make a move with AD being hurt. That's the real big thing. It sucks because LeBron was fired up last weekend when he said, what the F is supposed to happen, meaning you need to trade those damn picks.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I mean, the pressure's on, obviously. I mean, they're not far out of contention for the playoffs right now. And like I said, it's a long season. It's a long season for a reason.
You still can't tell me the reason,
Long
Joe.
season for a reason. It rhymes. Anyway, so what I'm going on about is you trade those 2 first, right? And then your future's gone. But obviously, you're in win now mode for LeBron.
Dude, but
you
it's the
do anything
Lakers,
you
dude.
can.
They can build later.
That's what I'm saying.
They've got.
The thing is you trade those 2 picks. You're hoping on a prayer. And AD's coming back supposedly soon in the next few weeks or so, but who knows? He's not going to get hurt again the next week after. I mean, you don't know. But I think you have to trade those 2 picks. You need to give something else to LeBron, obviously. So, I mean, the Lakers are playing as a team, unit. I mean, they're hurt right now, which is weird to say because they don't have a very deep roster. But I think you trade those 2 first-rounders for LeBron. You see what you can do. Maybe,
you know who I'd love to see back on the Lakers? Lonzo Ball.
He's hurt though. He can't stay healthy. He's another one.
Yeah.
You can trade for him. He's just going to sit on the bench.
Yeah, a healthy
He's on
Lonzo.
the Bulls and he just can't stay healthy.
LaMelo would be so good for them. Just a 3-point and passing guy.
All right, so this is what I'm going to say. I think
love
either
LaMelo.
this is what I'm saying here. Either Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan get traded at this trade deadline for the Bulls.
Yeah, I would take DeRozan.
Over LaVine? LaVine's younger.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he
You're gonna
Levine
trade-
fits the play style of today's game.
You're
more.
gonna- you're-
DeRozan's trying to be freaking two
You're
pointer.
gonna trade either DeRozan or LaVine at the deadline. I just don't.
Are the Bulls like not performing well?
Lonzo Ball? He's out, hurt.
No, are the Bulls performing not performing well?
I think there are a couple games under five. Bless you. There were a couple games under 500, but I think they just blow it up. Honestly, I mean, it sucks because they went out and they got Vucevic, they got DeRozan, they paid Levine, they got Caruso, they drafted Patrick Williams a couple or 2 seasons ago. So it's like, man, he's an FSU guy, but man, it's just like, damn, it should have worked out. But it's not. But not everything works out. Look at the Nets with Harden, KD, and Kyrie. It never worked out. They played 13 games together. So. George Karl, former Nuggets head coach, compared Jokic's dominance to MJ and Shaq. Do you think that's fair to say?
It's so different though. He's so much more technical than Shaq.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game. I don't think it's comparable at all. The dominance level, maybe, but like Jokic is doing it in a completely different way. Shaq, yeah, of course, he's a very physical guy, but Shaq is the most physical guy of all time. Jokic is passing, his ability to use his size to get open passes is something we've never seen before. Very dominant, but not Shaq level.
Dominance for me, when I think of Shaq in this modern era, dominance-wise in the paint, Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So I mean, anyone.
Jokic
can
is a
say-
different player.
He's a total different player.
I would say he's more like a Larry Bird.
Yes.
It's definitely he's just
He's a pass first guy.
Yeah, he's just a weapon in all fronts. Shaq wasn't a pass guy.
No, he was just a beast down low.
Yeah, he's a beast down low.
He's a bulldog.
He could score.
Yeah.
So Shaq, no, the comparison there is asinine.
I've been watching Jokic for 6 seasons now. I think the best thing I can say about him is I still have no
Are you
idea.
reading a script or are you
how to
just
cover
talking?
him. I'm telling you what George Karl said.
Oh.
I've been watching Jokic for 6 seasons now. I think the best thing I can say about him, I still have no idea how you can cover him. So that's what I mean. No, you can't cover him. He just destroys you on the glass. He beats you off the dribble.
The thing is, like, even if you can defend him,
Yeah.
which you
You
really can't,
Yeah.
he's just going to pass it to somebody else.
You know who actually does pretty well on him when he's on the court? Anthony Davis.
Oh, well, yeah, AD's a great defender.
Yeah, he is, even though he's not.
But that's the problem. Even if you shut him down scoring, which never happens,
Yeah.
he's going to pass it to somebody else. He's going to find the open man.
Yeah. So last segment of the show is college football. Maybe there's not much to talk about, but there's a few things to hit on. Obviously, Georgia, blew the door.
What time is it?
8:40. Georgia blew the doors off of TCU,
Yeah, that was
and it was 65-7.
The least watched college football championship ever.
I mean,
you know that?
isn't that crazy to say though? It kind of sucks.
Who gives a
because
crap about TCU? Sorry.
I wish they would have just put all 4 SEC teams in. The top SEC teams. That's what Tennessee's head coach Josh Heupel said. He said Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and LSU. He said those should have been the 4. Can you make a case? I mean,
No.
Yeah, you
LSU
definitely
had
can.
too many weird losses, dude. You can't put how many
They only
losses?
had 2. They had 2, and then they had 1 to Georgia at the 3rd.
So 3 losses.
That was the SEC championship against Georgia.
Yeah, but who else did they lose to? FSU.
Yeah,
and,
first game of the season.
No.
Yeah, LSU
It was
played
not the first game. Of the season.
FSU was the first game of the season.
Okay. Anyway, and then who was
Because it
their
was
other
week
loss?
0.
Okay.
Yes.
Who was their other loss?
LSU's other loss was I can't remember.
You can't put a 3-loss team in the. You can't.
Well, no, he was saying that if it was his voting, he would have put
Well,
those 4
his
in.
voting is wrong.
All right. Well, anyways, I mean, Georgia. I mean, did you see what they did against TCU? I think
I didn't. I turned it off after the first half.
Georgia's the new. They're the juggernaut of college football now.
Of course.
I mean, back
Alabama's
to-
not going anywhere.
No, they're not. But Alabama or Georgia is the one. Alabama's the 2. Though Georgia's number
This
1
year, of
program in the
course.
country right now.
They're what?
Georgia's number 1 program in the country right now.
Of course, they just won the national championship
Back
twice.
to back.
Yeah.
Back to back, and they have the number 1, number 2 recruiting class for next year.
Uh-huh.
So I mean,
They're on top.
Alabama's going to be right there.
Bama's
but-
not going anywhere though.
No, they're not. But Georgia's taken over as number 1. So, but that's what I said. What got me was David Pollack. He's a ESPN guy. He's a former Georgia linebacker, and he said to Saban, he goes, "Georgia's taken over," and Saban face just dropped when he said that. He was just like, he didn't know what to say. But it's true though. Kirby left Alabama, and he's taken over. Georgia's a superpower now.
Yeah, recency bias is crazy though. We've seen them very, very good for 2 years, but it's still
mean,
Nick Saban's Alabama, dude. They're not gonna go bye.
No, nobody's saying they are,
yeah.
but Georgia's number 1.
Of course, they
Yeah.
just won the national championship. That's literally the definition of being number 1.
You know who's number 4 for next year's potential AP poll already? Too early to trust? FSU.
Yeah, but that's stupid. It's some guy predicting it. Some random guy.
FSU's fired. No, man.
I like it. I'll take
I know you
4.
do.
I'll
Oh,
take
yeah.
4, but that's dumb. It's like I could say they're number 4. I could say they're number 1. It doesn't fucking mean anything. I can't predict the future any better than anyone else out there.
Do you think Stetson Bennett's the greatest college quarterback ever?
Yes, I think he's going to be drafted over Bryce Young
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
no,
he-
but do you think Stetson Bennett makes a case?
for the greatest college quarterback ever.
Yeah.
Two national championships.
Back-to-back,
I,
and
dude,
his
I
stats.
don't watch college football, so I don't know how to say that.
Tim Tebow's
His stats aren't that impressive though. He's really good, but he doesn't have Tim Tebow level stats.
No,
He did.
Tim Tebow-
Joe Burrow in his national championship year was far and away a better quarterback than Stetson
Tim Tebow's
Bennett.
the best college quarterback of all time.
That's you
I
could,
mean,
you could say that.
he just made the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, of course. There's plenty of
So-
quarterbacks in the college football.
No,
Hall of
I
Fame.
know, but I'm just saying, if you look at Tebow's numbers some people are saying Stetson Bennett is right makes that conversation. He makes that
not.
case.
He's not.
I agree.
He's
Top
not.
10.
Sure.
right.
Give it to him. Whatever. No one's ever going to agree.
My last point here is that LSU team in 2019, 2020.
We should go to Potts and get some food.
Versus this Georgia team. Who wins? Joe Burrow was a quarterback of the LSU team.
Who wins Burrow versus Georgia?
Who wins this? Who wins in a one game set? This Georgia team this year,
Or Burrow's LSU.
or Burrow's LSU team. Now I'm have to
Unbiased opinion. I'm a Bengals fan. I'm a Joe Burrow fan. Completely unbiased opinion. LSU wins 55-0.
55-0. LSU will win that game, but they
That's a
win.
light. That's a light.
55
They
to
could
0.
they could probably score more.
Now I'm gonna have to remind you. You know what the LSU team had: Burrow, Jamar, Justin Jefferson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Patrick Queen.
I'm well aware.
They were loaded.
Did Jamar Chase play in the national though? In the championship though?
No, he didn't play in the national.
No, he didn't.
No,
He was
Wait.
injured. Did he?
I'm gonna have to look it up. I
don't
don't
remember.
I think he was no.
Or he took the year off after the national championship.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah.
I think he played in the national championship. I'm pretty sure.
Either way, so yeah, Georgia, I think final prediction. This is a light prediction, unbiased opinion. LSU wins 55-0.
Yes, he played. He played.
Yeah,
because he took
55-0.
because he took that year off after.
Yep.
Yeah, 55-0.
Yeah, that's just an unbiased opinion. That's just based on the facts that I know.
All right, last debate: Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. Who's a better quarterback?
Burrow.
In what way?
Super Bowl appearances.
Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah.
Who wins an MVP first, Josh Allen or Joe Burrow? Regular season.
Josh Allen. Joe Burrow will never win. No, Joe Burrow will never win an MVP as a Bengal. No one will ever win an MVP as a Bengal.
Oh my goodness.
No one gives a shit about the Bengals, Joey.
Wow.
The Bengals, everyone hates the Bengals. You could be Jesus Christ riding on a chariot through the football field and score 800 touchdowns. If you're a Bengal, you're not winning the MVP. It's not happening.
I love that one.
The Bengals are never gonna have an MVP, dude. Everyone hates the Bengals.
Wow.
We're such a small franchise. Like we're literally disregarded by the entirety of the NFL for the last 25 years, dude. Most people didn't even know we were a team. Until Joe Burrow was drafted there, no one knew who the Bengals were.
Mahomes 1A, Josh Allen 1B, Joe Burrow 2.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm believing.
I don't know. Burrow, it's weird. I mean, I don't know. Burrow's outplayed Josh Allen this year.
In that first quarter. Oh,
No.
you're saying this season.
Season.
Yeah, yes, he has.
Josh Allen had a lot of bad games.
Yes, he
Burrow
has.
had a few bad games at the beginning. But after that, he's been lights out.
We're going to get
dude.
it next weekend.
I don't know what it is about the second half of the season. Joe Burrow, literally is lights out.
I know.
The only pick he's thrown since week one, he's thrown are tip balls.
Yeah.
He doesn't throw the ball away.
No, I
Josh
agree.
Allen had some seriously bad weeks. I think Joe Burrow's more consistent.
Yeah,
And
I think
that
so
is
too.
something to be. I think Josh Allen might have a higher ceiling when he's really on. He might be better than Joe Burrow. But I think Joe Burrow consistently is just far and away better.
Joe Burrow has better mechanics.
Yep.
He's a better pocket passer.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Josh has the better arm. Josh is a better scrambler.
Yep.
Burrow has the IQ. He's more accurate.
I don't think
it's not far. It's not. They're not far. It's not. If Josh Allen's better than Joe Burrow, it's not a drop off by much.
No,
it's
you
very
say
close.
1A, 1B is Patrick Mahomes and
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I counter that and say Patrick Mahomes is 1. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen are 2A and 2B.
Or you can go Mahomes 1A, Josh Allen 1B,
Joe
Burrow
Burrow
1C.
I mean, the one thing we do have is Joe Burrow is 3-0 against the Chiefs,
He is.
against Patrick Mahomes.
We need to wrap it up.
Let's go.
As always, it was a pleasure. Thank you guys so
Thanks
much
for having
for
me,
joining
Joe.
us. Max is getting ready for this Ravens game this Sunday. As always, you know where to find us. Anchor, Spotify, TikTok, and Apple Podcasts. We're growing continuously on a daily basis. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, folks.